Have you ever wondered why Rolex watches, the epitome of luxury, are now becoming more budget-friendly? Join us on this intriguing journey as we unveil the fascinating story behind the declining prices of Rolex timepieces. We'll dive deep into the factors driving this shift, and trust us, some of them might leave you in awe. By the time you finish watching this video, you'll have a wealth of insights into why Rolex prices are doing the limbo dance and how it could make both buyers and collectors do a double take. So stay tuned for this enlightening exploration of the world of high-end watches. Now, it's no secret that Rolex watch prices have recently taken a dip. For years, they seem to only go in one direction, up, and away. However, in recent times, we've witnessed a slight drop in those price tags. Some experts argue it's like Rolex decided to take a quick elevator down, while others speculate it might be the beginning of a sale season in the Rolex boutique. Rolex prices had been ascending at an amazingly fast pace for the past 3 years, leading some to believe that they had developed their own orbit around Rolex's official pricing. But what's the deal with Rolex prices taking a nosedive? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's causing this downward trend. Apparently, before this drop in Rolex prices, the watch market was a bit of a wild ride. There was a massive surge in demand for Rolex watches, far surpassing the available supply. At the same time, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin were stealing the show, and watchmakers were having a hard time getting their hands on materials like steel and other parts. Some sought-after models, like the Rolex Daytona, were fetching nearly double their official retail prices. Auction houses were in the news more often than celebrity gossip, with record-breaking sales almost every day. And some people were treating these hot models like the latest tech gadget, buying them with the intention of flipping them for profits. But the frenzied cycle of buying and selling couldn't keep up forever. Over time, people grew weary of shelling out exorbitant prices. Cryptocurrency values took a hit, and overall inflation started to drive up prices. The watch market began to feel as uncertain as a cat at a dog show, with more and more people trying to offload their Rolex timepieces like they were hot potatoes at a game night gone wrong. So now we're in a phase where prices are on the decline, which we refer to as a correction. Just understand it like the market is returning to a more stable and balanced state. Not to forget, the big names in the watch game like Rolex Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet have dipped by nearly 20%. Individuals who snagged watches like the highly sought-after Rolex Oyster Perpetual with the Tiffany blue dial, especially those dreaming of turning quick profits, or the flippers, are now in a hurry to sell these timepieces faster to avoid further financial pitfalls. On the other hand, Tudor, which is kind of like Rolex's younger sibling, hasn't been hit as hard. Its value has dipped by a more modest 1.8%. So while things are cooling down for some, others are feeling the heat a little less. But before we dive deeper into these fascinating insights, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting updates from the world of luxury watches. Now, let's get back to the action. You know what else we've noticed? Buying and selling watches is not as speedy as it used to be. Sellers are a bit hesitant to let go of their timepieces for anything less than what they paid, and buyers are out there searching for those sweet deals. So how does this whole situation affect the people selling and buying these watches? Well, for sellers, especially those who are hoping for quick money, aka the flippers, things have gotten a bit tricky. But here's the thing, and it's kind of like a life lesson wrapped in a watch. When it comes to investing in watches, it's not all about the money. Sure, it's nice to make a profit down the road, but watches are like pieces of art. You've got to appreciate their beauty and craftsmanship, not just see them as cash cows. But here's the silver lining for those of us who truly have a passion for watches and appreciate their craftsmanship and history. This correction in the market might actually be a good thing. You see, the vintage watch market is thriving right now, and it's delivering some pretty impressive outcomes. So if you decide to invest in a vintage luxury timepiece, you can expect it to find a new home pretty quickly and at a great price in the future. It's quite a shift from what we've seen in recent years when modern watches were stealing the spotlight and vintage ones were practically playing hide-and-seek in the watch world, waiting for their moment to shine. Peering into the crystal ball, they're saying that by 2026, About 60% of watch sales will happen online. So, what does that mean? Well, it means the digital watch world is about to get busier than a beehive in springtime. Even legendary brands like Rolex are joining the online party with plans to sell certified pre-owned watches in their fancy boutiques. Now, this could shake things up for the old-school auction houses. People might start thinking twice about shelling out those big bucks for auction premiums when they can shop online. And of course, with the recent boom in the watch industry, there's been an unexpected side effect, a rise in fake watches and shady sellers out to take advantage of folks who might not know the ins and outs of genuine timepieces. So, what are buyers doing about it? Well, they're getting smarter and learning to spot the fakes faster than a detective in a crime novel. They're also actively looking for trusted dealers and working to build relationships with them so they can buy their favorite watches with confidence. According to a recent report, the global luxury watch market is gearing up to hit a whopping $100 billion by 2026. What's even more interesting is that around $35 billion of that chunk is expected to come from second-hand sales. It's a pretty big deal, and it all hinges on a bunch of things, like how well the economy is doing. If these predictions hold water, it means we're in for some serious growth in the watch world. However, how businesses do their thing might change. With more sellers jumping into the mix, it's like a watch-selling showdown out there. Competition is about to get pretty intense, and that might mean slimmer profit margins and a whole lot more watches flooding the market. So, companies are going to have to get real creative and innovative to keep their edge and stay competitive. What's more, the secondary market for watches is about to go through some pretty big changes because more sellers are jumping into the mix. With all this extra competition, companies might have a tough time holding onto their profit margins, and there could be more watches out there than at a watch collector's convention. Now, this whole situation is going to make these companies put on their thinking caps and get creative. They'll have to come up with some fresh strategies to stay ahead of the game. In this super competitive environment, the name of the game is adaptability and standing out from the crowd. As the market keeps evolving, businesses will have to get crafty and find ways to make their watches better, offer top-notch service, and really connect with their customers. It's like they're going to have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to their business models. In the midst of these expected changes, the allure of the market is as strong as ever, attracting both experienced collectors and newcomers who are excited about the possibility of owning sought-after timepieces. This evolving landscape, influenced by changing consumer behaviors and market dynamics, promises an exciting journey for enthusiasts and investors alike. Now, here's a little secret. Some investors who usually play in the stock and share game sometimes don't give the luxury watch market a second look. But hold on to your hat, because this market is generally more stable than the stock market and way less wild than cryptocurrencies. Sure, some watch prices have taken a little detour after skyrocketing, but the big picture still looks good. Demand keeps on outpacing supply, and that's one thing that isn't changing anytime soon. So, here's the lowdown. The luxury watch market can be a bit of a wild ride, and if you're thinking about jumping in, it's like playing a game of watch market chess. You've got to think a few moves ahead. As Rolex watch prices take a dip, whether you're on the selling or buying side of things, it's time to shake up your game plan. Whether you're a watch pro or just hunting for a good deal, you've got to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the market. Now, speaking of prices, they've dropped quite a bit lately, both in terms of percentage and good old cash. Rolex watches are still holding on to their pretty high price tags compared to what Rolex officially lists them for. That's a little nugget of info to chew on, right? As we wrap up this fascinating journey through the world of luxury timepieces and the wild ride of Rolex prices, we're eager to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the changes in the watch market? Are you excited about the possibilities it brings? Or do you have questions about how it might affect your watch collection or investment plans? Share your comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. To stay in the loop with the latest insights and stories from the watch world, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And for more engaging content about anything luxurious, be sure to check out our other videos. Thanks for joining us on this enlightening journey, and we'll catch you in the next one.